it's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior Live. I'll be your host today. Please put in the chat where you're from and who you are. When we start reviewing the news articles, if you want to look at our Facebook page, just click here and you can follow the articles along as we go. See you in a moment. There we are. Good morning, everyone. It is Tech for Senior Live. I'm Ron Brown. I'll be your host today. It is July 20th. Hope everyone's having a great summer. I know I am. Today we have all the news of the week, along with we're going to talk about emojis. Good topic. Lots of fun. Hey, what's with emoji? Anyway, we're going to certainly have some fun with that. For those of you who don't know, we are a group of seniors who love to talk about technology, but we have a show on Monday called Tech for Senior in our fourth year now. 4 years we've been doing this. Episode 173 will be coming up this Monday. And if you want to join us or participate, I'm going to give you the link here. Let me just bring up my banners here. Hugh's got another delivery from Amazon. He's got lots of deliveries coming today. He went crazy on Prime Day. Every time the bell rings, the Amazon guy comes. Anyway, here's our website. If you want to join us on our Monday show, it's a 1 hour show, but it's a Zoom meeting. That's important for you to know. We broadcast it from Zoom out to YouTube, and it's different because this show is we broadcast this on StreamYard and it goes out to Facebook and YouTube. It's not a Zoom meeting. So all you people who have logged in over on our Monday meeting site, our Zoom site, expecting to see the show today, we'll see you Monday, okay? But if you want to join us today, just go to our website. I have a big red button there that says take me to the show. Just click that and it'll take you right to the show. Oh, anyway,
papers.
Yeah, we had so that's us. So I've assembled a group today. We'll talk about the group, and in a minute I'll introduce everybody. But what we'd like to know is who you are, because we've been talking for the last hour and we have lots of fun together. But what we would really like to know is who's listening, because we have no idea who's listening to the show. So if you want to just maybe put in the comments about who you are, what the weather is, if you use emojis, what you think of emojis, any comments or any questions, we're happy to do questions. And we're really looking for new people that are listening, and we'll give you a big round of applause if you're new. We try to identify new people and find out where you're from. So that's we broadcast this usually, I think, about 4 or 5 different countries it goes to. So we're always interested in new people that are listening. So that's great. So if you could put that in there, and then I'm going to introduce our esteemed group of people we have today on our panel to help us with the news. And now I say new people, but I guess I can say the old guy because Huey and I started the show 4 years ago, Huey. So I consider you the same. So anyway, Huey's my partner. He co-hosts our Monday show, and he is from Bradenton, Florida. How are you doing, Huey?
I'm doing great, and it's hot here, but it's comfortable, and I am enjoying the sun and been up all day. I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning, working on some videos, and I had a doctor's appointment, and I'm ready and raring to go.
You're ready now. Next week, learning Chromebooks, right?
Absolutely, next Thursday.
Yes. Now I won't be there next Thursday, but I'll be there the following month. But Huey will have the bang up show for learning Chromebooks. So if you want to learn more about Chromebooks, we'll have all the links. Actually, I guess if you want to, this is our Facebook page. We have all the links to the show. You do have to register for our seminar next Thursday. I guess it'll be after the show next week. Yeah, it'll be a week.
Yes, yeah.
It'll be after the show, about an hour after the show. We do. You'll do a Chromebook session, and yeah, should be good. So that'll be a week from now. Excellent. And the next individual that I'd like to introduce, who really needs no introduction because everybody knows him. He's a security guru. He's a historian. I guess I'm going to call you more of a historian now because you got more videos about history that I think anybody does. So you're not only a historian, but very knowledgeable tech guy. And of course, he's been with us on the show since the start. Bob Gastisha from Pine, Arizona, or Los Lunas, New Mexico, whatever you want. Los Lunas, New Mexico, or Meadow Lake. Sorry, I was thinking Meadow Lake actually is the suburb of Los Lunas, right?
Correct.
There you go. Yeah.
Good morning. Right now we're at 88. We expect 100 today.
Ooh, that's going to be a bit warm.
If we've been flirting with 104, 105, and I even went out to the mailbox to get the mail, and I made the mistake and touched the mailbox.
Oh, I saw that. You did a video about that. Yeah.
Would you believe there's 2,300 other people who also watched that tiny little clip? Makes no sense. I work for hours on putting together my security news roundup, and if I get 40 views, I feel pretty good.
Right.
I did that little video of 30 seconds or less, and it was nothing because I had no editing, no nothing. I just did it, shoved it up to YouTube, and 2,300 people have looked at it. It makes no sense.
Now, Bob, so here's a suggestion. Next time I'd redo that video, take an egg with you and just crack the egg.
Well, I went out yesterday with all intentions of frying an egg.
Right.
And I got there yesterday, but yesterday it was cool. I couldn't even melt butter on the darn mailbox. So I'll have to wait for another day when we really get up to the 104, 105.
Yeah.
And I intend to fry an egg.
Crack an egg on it. Yeah. That'd be great. Send that as a short. Yeah, that'd be could go viral, right?
Who knows? Yeah. Who knows? The one where I actually do it may only get 10 or 15 views. Okay. And the one where I said, be careful, it gets hot. Like I said, there's no rhyme or reason.
So, and the last great person we have to introduce today, of course, is Bill James from Oklahoma City, which is next to Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is the new tech center of the United States. Now, now we're laughing about that because it's an article we're going to talk about today. And the reason I put the article in is I said, Bill would know all about Tulsa being this big tech center. And in our pre-warm up today, and when we were talking to Bill said, what? So you didn't get the memo, eh?
I haven't got the memo. That's news to me, but who knows? I mean,
anyway, Bill's a great guy. He talks. He has a regular segment on our show on Monday, and he talks about Mac. He talks about Windows. He talks about gadgets. How come? You know what I was saying? One of the articles today we're going to talk about is espresso coffee and the fact that people who drink espresso have a less problem with Alzheimer's disease. And it could be a protective effect against that. So that's probably why you're so smart, Bill. Well, Bill and I like to drink.
We want to keep the gray matter gray.
Yeah,
as long as it
we want to keep the old brain going, eh?
Yeah.
Huey, have we got anybody listening today?
We sure do. First one in today was Murray.
Oh, Murray from sunny Victoria.
He's been active on here today.
Yeah, weather this summer has been the best. That's right, Marie. It's just been perfect. Warm but not hot. Low humidity, no smoke from fires. Yeah, it's don't stop telling people that. They'll all want to come to the island, you know.
That's right.
Yeah, Jolyn says greetings from Low Country of South Carolina. Jolyn's, of course, a good friend of ours. She does a lot of work with technology and tech in their computer club. She helps us with learning Chromebooks. Jolyn, thanks so much for being here. Bernard, Sterling Heights Computer Club, Detroit, Michigan. Jolyn said Hilton Head Island Computer Club, and we have finally gotten the heat that's been hitting everyone west of us. Warnings to stay inside, heat index at 112. Jolyn's on, of course, the Hilton Head Island, and but it's usually, I guess you get a cool breeze there, but it's the same here. There's really no wind. Everything is just calmed right down. So, oh, well.
Heat index is different from temperature.
Mhm.
Heat index also puts or accounts for humidity. And that was the one thing in New York that always killed us. 100 degrees with 100% humidity. And that's terrible. Okay. That's the one advantage I have here. It gets hot, but it's not humid.
Now I see Murray is actually on our Facebook feed, and I wanted just to let everyone know, excuse me, if you want to follow along as we watch our articles and look at our articles that we reviewed today, you can look at them if you go to Facebook and just type in Tech for Senior. You'll find our page and you can see the articles, because StreamYard, we broadcast this to Facebook and to YouTube. Steve says, good morning from Kirkland, Washington, 68 degrees, sunny. Clark, near Trenton, New Jersey, 81 degrees, no rain, some clouds. Sally, less heat expected today. Use a few emojis. Okay, well, that's interesting. We're going to talk about emojis. There's some interesting stuff happening about emojis. Bob says, Bellevue, 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Bobby, good morning from the ovens. Oh, you're in Phoenix. Oh my gosh, the ovens of Phoenix. Oh my gosh, it's hot there. Edie says 87 going up to 100 in Prescott, right? And Clark. Jolyn, greetings from the FB side.
Facebook side.
Facebook side. FEMA has sent a warning to stay in and hydrate.
Okay.
That's it. All right. Let's get on with some of the comments or the, let's just see where we go here. All right. So today, the reason I wanted to talk about emojis is, in a world of digital communication remains supreme, emojis have become an essential part of everyday communication. And the this last week on July 17th was titled World Emoji Day, and it was first established by Jeremy Burge in 2014. The date, July 17th, was chosen because it is a date displayed on the calendar emoji, which is widely used across various platforms. The day aims to recognize the significant role emojis play in digital communication and to celebrate their increasing popularity. So July 17th was the World Emoji Day. Now, Bob, you always give a tip on Windows and how to get to emojis. Do you want to tell everyone how to get to emojis?
If you're on a Windows computer, Windows 11, very simple. Your Windows key and the period brings up a little side window with all different types, not just emojis, but emojis are one of the items.
It also works on Windows 10 because I use that on my Windows 10.
Okay. Yep. It originally came on Windows 11 and then was also made available for Windows 10.
Because I use that.
Just the Windows key and the period. And if you are in something where you can post emojis, if you use that, select the emoji you want, then it automatically goes into that app that you're working on.
Okay, now let's look at reasons why you might want to use emojis. Now, emojis speak louder than words. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and emojis encapsulate the idea perfectly. With a single icon, you can convey a complex emotion or reaction that might otherwise require a lengthy explanation. Emojis transcend language barriers, making them a universal way to communicate cross cultures and languages. Whether you're happy, sad, excited, or even puzzled, emojis can express yourself with greater clarity. So I think I mean, I use them occasionally. If I send Huey an email, often it's a off the cuff thing, and but he could take it the wrong way. So I always put a happy face behind it, or you know, the love the things or whatever, you know, just so that we know he knows my feelings, right? And I wonder if you guys do that. You know, it's a way of you know, sort of trying to tone your I remember one of my friends in our computer club in I won't mention any names, in Arizona, always sent his email as in capital letters. The whole email was all in capital letters. And I said to him, I said, look, you know, that means that you're shouting and angry. I said, if you capitalize the whole thing, it really is weird. So I don't know, Bill, do you use emojis?
I do. And on the Mac, it's a little different. You use the control, command, and space bar. That brings up your emojis.
Oh, come on. Okay.
But yeah, I use them mostly in Facebook. When I'm posting things like that, I'll put a smiley face or something like that. And occasionally I will put those in emails.
All right. Let's emojis add personality and fun. In the often sterile and personal digital helm, emojis inject a much needed dose of personality and fun. Using emojis shows that you're human, approachable, and can help build rapport and with the recipients of your message. So I guess, do you think it can? Yeah, there you go. Emojis. There you go. What do you?
That was using the Windows key and the period, and I just did all the ones that were on the top line.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. Jolin says, I do love my emoji. There you go. Exactly. Now let's come down to here. This was a very hold on here. Let me take that off. Let me just take this off. There you go. Now you can see now this is the Canadian judge rules. Thumbs up emojis can represent a contract. So let me just come back here. We'll take that. So what happened here was this was to do with the farming contract in Ontario, and as the fellow had reviewed the contract online, when this paragraph came up, he put a thumbs up emoji on the paragraph. Said, yeah, that's great, and used a thumbs up and said da 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 da, and then ultimately signed the contract, and the was valid. And then about a year later, he disputed the contract, and he said that he disputed the contract and said, I didn't ever read that, I didn't understand it, or whatever, right? And the judge said, no, 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 no. You use the emoji. You use that emoji to say that you got it. And so the farmer lost the appeal, or lost that, and cost him about $80,000. That's in the article. If you want to read that, it's on our page. Anyway, so so I thought that's an interesting use of emoji. So be careful when you put emojis on contracts, right? Now,
most of the time, the emojis, I can't see them or I can't figure them out, and so I don't use them.
Right. So, well, there's a lot of them, eh? Now,
and a lot of them have meanings that you might, unless you know what the meaning is, you might not want to put them in there.
Yeah, that's right. Now, now this is a new one that came out. Just this article came out this morning. This was you're on the new Google's I/O conference this year brought with us exciting new developments, with one of the standard announcements being that rollout of emoji-based wallpaper styling options for Android. This was reported in 9 to 5 Google, and this is running on Android 14 beta 3. You'll be able to use Android emoji wallpapers in the background. I thought that's coming out. So if you're excited about emojis, maybe you're going to be excited about an emoji background. All right. So emojis save time. With the increasing prevalence of instant messaging and micro blogging platforms, brevity has become crucial. Emojis can help you convey complex emotions or sentiments in a concise manner, saving you time and effort in crafting long-winded explanations. Possible. I think, do you think maybe young people use emojis more than we use them? Do you think that could be a fair statement?
Young people also don't like to make phone calls. They have to text everything, and then they use emojis, and you're supposed to figure out what the heck are you talking about.
Right. All right. Now, this article was written by Michael Perigo. Add emoji to calendar events, YouTube playlists, collections, and more to make them glanceable. So you can add actually emojis on there, on particular on your calendar. Now, one of the articles we'll come to. One of the uses of a calendar, and I didn't think about this, but if you're trying to lose weight and you're diarizing what you eat and you put it on your calendar, you can actually put little emojis on, depending, like it could be bread emoji, it could be a milk emoji, and you can use the emojis for all your little additions, which is, I tried it and it actually is pretty cool. I never thought about using emojis on a calendar because it works. And so I thought, and I'll show you an example of that. So that might be an example that you have. Yeah, the Google Events, titles, Google Tasks, keep notes, YouTube playlists, Google collection titles, shopping lists, all of those you can use emojis. Now here's an example of one in which this is a calendar, and you'll see this is where they use you'll see down, and this is a calendar where they use they were obviously dieting, and they're logging what they eat. And so they're putting, if you look here, bananas, you'll see that they had a banana between 2 and 3 p.m. and there's a little emoji of a banana. There was a bowl of cherries and there's a little emoji of a bowl of cherries. So that's sort of cool.
The problem with the banana one, if it's so small, you could take that for something else.
Well, now, to be fair about it, you're talking about an image and that I'm putting on the screen. I mean, when you look at it on your phone, it's actually, it's pretty cool. I think it's interesting. So yeah, so that was sort of cool. Now let me see if we got, I think there's one more here. Yeah, in Google Calendar, creating a food calendar and placing everything you eat on it as you consume it, and then placing emoji next to it. It's the best represents that food helps you remain mindful on how much and what eating throughout the day, what you're eating. So some interesting things that you can do with emojis. Bill, did you have any comments on emojis? Do you have anything?
You're muted.
Just unmute it.
He may be working with the club.
I'm not. I was kind of curious about when they first started, and they were created in Japan.
Oh, really?
By a Japanese artist, which I can't pronounce the person's first name, but it's Kurita, Kurita, and he created 176 pictographic characters to be used on mobile internet platform called iMode. And
what year was that, Bill?
That was in 1999.
Oh, really?
And then, of course, since that time, Microsoft got in the first introduced it in their platform in Windows 8.1 in 2013, and Apple released it in iOS 5 in 2011. Relatively new. I mean, it's not something that's been around for a long time.
Well,
And I think, and
Well,
certainly, and the ability to bring them up as a list, like Bob was saying, with the Windows key and the space and the period key, is really pretty cool. You can bring them up wherever you are now, right?
right. And you can do the same thing on the Mac, as I said. You can accept
Mhm.
it, Control Command space bar, and it pops up on your screen, and you get. It looks like almost identical to the ones that you find in Windows.
Mhm.
So they're really universal across the board.
Pretty cool. Huey, do we have any comments or anybody saying anything? Just unmute yourself.
I'm trying to. There we go. Let's see.
Jolyn says sunflower. Ron, it's a sunflower.
Uh,
Okay. May I ask who is tinkling? And that is
That's
I
the
am.
doorbell.
It's
by
me.
Huey.
I got somebody here, and they're going in and out, and my Ring doorbell is giving me a signal that somebody's going in and out.
Huey.
And
He'll mute himself.
I've been trying to mute myself when I could.
Anyone else?
Nope, that's it. Sorry.
That's it. Okay, let's get on with the articles. And again, I said if you want to just come up here. This is our Facebook page, and we're going to share our screen here. We'll share this. Yeah, we'll come down here. I think I'll refresh here and just make sure no one else has popped. Oh, someone did pop an article in. Okay.
yeah.
Who did that?
I'll guess. Just hold on. Let me see if I can get this a little bit bigger for you guys. All right, there we go. We can take this off. All right, Bob. All right, let's go for it. 10 cleaning. Go ahead.
And cleaning hacks you wish you'd known sooner.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like cleaning, lots of little hacks that make that a whole lot easier.
Right.
Watch the video.
Okay, sounds good. Lots of emojis. Bill James.
Well, this was interesting. Is that Fast is going to be a competitor to Netflix, and it's a free streaming service.
Really? Free? Hold on. Free streaming service?
What it says. So it
really?
says offered these free services can easily rival Netflix, Max, and Hulu.
Nothing in life is free.
We shall see how long that lasts.
Yeah.
And I've got another interesting one that's coming up too that I find shocking.
Okay. Well, we'll let's go down here and we'll see.
Well, that was about the little.
Yeah, this is Asus will continue making the Intel's NUC tiny PCs.
Yeah. So you can. That's a great way. I think Huey's done that. Do it yourself, all in one. Just.
I didn't do it myself though. I had somebody do it for
Yeah,
me. I've had two of them now. Yeah.
And just strap that on the back of a monitor, and you have an all in one.
Yep. I love it.
Yeah, we talked about that last week, and it was so disheartening when we heard that Intel was discontinuing that. But it's great that Asus is picking up that, and also some other third-party companies can make them as well. So that's great that they'll continue on.
This is the one I thought was rather shocking. You know, usually Linux is free, and now Ubuntu is coming up with a subscription service for their enterprise.
Really? Because I thought part of what Linux,
that's a big deal. It's free software.
Well, I thought it always had to be free. Wasn't who wrote it? Linus.
Linux is the fellow that wrote the kernel, but
yeah, and he
is a distro that's a spinoff from that.
Right.
Go on.
But he always said that the only reason he gave it away and said it part of the contract was that it always had to be free, right? And so I'm wondering how they do this. If anyone's listening that uses Linux, let us know. But anyway, so this is going to be a subscription service then.
It's an enterprise. It's the enterprise version, which is for businesses. But even so, you know,
just as you have Chromium-based browsers that are pro and paid for, you can also have the same thing with Linux.
Yeah, I
It's
guess.
a
Yeah.
spin-off. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
And then, of course, that's what Huey was talking about, Llama 2. And I was saying is Meta playing catch up.
Yeah, and it's from Meta, which is, of course, Facebook. And the Llama stands for a large language model, and it's been created by Meta AI. And all they have done is released the I don't even know what they call it, but it's the information that feeds a chat, and it's in 7 billion pieces of information, 13 billion and 70 billion pieces of information. It's the 3 different levels, but someone's got to write software to go and query it and then give the answers. So it's not out there yet, but it will be.
Eventually, somebody will write the AI.
Oh yeah, I'm sure, and I'm sure very soon.
UI, user interface,
yeah.
right?
Yep.
All right. Now we talked about.
Oh yes.
Here's the article. Here's the article we talked about. So there is. I saw this morning, and I just leaped off my chair. And this is. There's always lots of articles written about coffee. Coffee's good for you. Coffee's bad for you. Same with alcohol. Alcohol is good for you. Alcohol's bad with you. Anyway, this is an article about espresso, a particular type of coffee that Bill James and I like, and the potential defense against Alzheimer's disease. And I thought this was a very interesting article. And there, of course, there is the idea that there's some protective effect by drinking espresso coffee in preventing or potentially helping with Alzheimer's disease. So I thought this is a great article. And Bill, I'm gonna certainly show that to my wife so she gets off my back about all the money I'm spending on coffee equipment.
So, Ron, should I now publish an article that says decaf coffee is what's keeping my mind very active?
Yeah.
Well, she can prove it.
Well, just look at what I do.
Yeah.
I certainly don't have any signs of Alzheimer's, and the only thing I drink is decaf.
Yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, you can read the article, but as Alzheimer's occurs, there's certain proteins that are affected, the brain cells that are affected by these proteins, and one of the ideas behind this and what they were studying was the espresso coffee has some protective effect in preventing those proteins from occurring, but it is the espresso, not just general coffee. So it is interesting what's happening there. So I thought this was a great article for Bill and I, because we enjoy our espresso coffee, and we do spend a little bit of money on equipment too. So anyway, so that was a good article. And I didn't see Mike Hungerman on our list today. I guess I wonder if Mike's here. He's doing a session on EV car sale or EV cars, and actually he'll be having a session on Monday on our Monday show. But Germany, all electric car sales exceed 50,000 units in June of 2023. So lots of EV cars being sold.
Considering that Germany is a fairly small country, it stands to reason. That's one of the places where an electric car actually makes sense. Over here, when you got to travel from one end to the other and do a round trip and it's 4,000 miles, you're going to have some problems.
You are. Now I didn't put that. This was an article this morning, and I put it in not to talk about this article, but to remind me to talk about something else. And so this is an article that says, if apps are crashing randomly on your Pixel phone, here are some things you can try. And for sure, if you're having problems, look at this article. But I wanted to remind everyone that I had an incident yesterday. I was telling the group this morning before the show that I went to, I haven't used my Pixel Buds on my I have a Pixel 6 phone, as does Bob. And I haven't used my Pixel Buds for quite a while now, but I decided yesterday to hook them up and get them going and go out and do some yard gardening. And I couldn't get them paired to my phone. In fact, they would come up on the list of available Bluetooth, but they wouldn't connect. And I tried and tried and tried and tried and tried, and I thought, what is going on here? Anyway, I put my Galaxy Buds in, and they worked fine, and I went out and did my thing. And as usual with technology, if you just leave it, you'll figure it out, right? So I went upstairs and I opened my Chromebook up to look at the news for today to get some articles, and there was a notification saying, do you want to connect your Pixel Buds to your Pixel 6 phone? And what I had done is if you remember, I did a video on fast pairing. And fast pairing, of course, is a new feature that is available and particularly works well with Pixel Buds and the Pixel phone. And so the issue was, the reason it wasn't connecting is because it sent me a notification and I probably was on my PC that I just didn't look at the notifications, and asking me, do you want to pair this? And of course I didn't say yes. And that's the reason it didn't pair. So the moral of the story is, if you are having trouble pairing it, make sure if you've set up fast pairing, look for a notification, because you have to click that notification and say yes, and then it will work. And that is the new feature that's coming out. It is on the Pixel phones. It's called fast pairing. All right. Whose is this? Oh yeah, this is cool. Why we were talking about news articles today. Did you guys read this? This is really, Google is testing an AI tool that writes news articles. And this was an article this morning by The Guardian, and I thought, that's interesting. Now I don't know if you're a news writer, if you write news articles, if this is a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe it makes it easier for you to write articles.
We do it.
Yeah, I know we do, but I mean, this is getting a little dicey now. This is getting a little dicey. Did you guys see that article?
No.
Okay. Jolin says, "What will happen to the journalists?" I don't know, Jolin. I have no idea. This is really a bit crazy, eh?
You're still going to have to have reporters. I mean, I imagine they're using it as a tool to just refine their writing style.
I don't know.
But you still got to put the information in there to write the article.
My question is, will this lead to more or less misinformation?
Yeah.
It says Google is testing an artificial intelligence tool that can write news articles in the latest evidence that the technology has the potential to transform white-collar professions. The product, known as Genesis, uses AI technology to absorb information such as details of current events and then create news stories. The tool has been pitched to the New York Times, Washington Post, the Wall Street Journal's owner, News Corp. Google is in the early stages of exploring this. So interesting. Don't know.
Which means it's harnessing information from other sources and then writing a story. So there's still somebody that's actually writing the news.
Well, I hope someone's going to read it. Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I thought that was interesting. Now, Huey, just to let you know that this is going to save us. This is going to save our lives. You and I will be able to do this show forever. Microsoft introduces Maybelline beauty filters. Okay. Now you're going to laugh at this, and this makes you look better. And they're doing this on filters to teams, but I think this is going to be a absolute killer on this. I think it's going to be extremely popular, probably in the younger group, and so on and so forth. And I would, if I was Zoom, I would be, man, I'd be getting on top of this real fast, because I think this is going to be a big one. So what do you think, Huey? Are we going to put our makeup on before the show?
I
God
certainly
help
am
you
not.
if you ever meet in person.
It looks to me the idea probably is you don't have to put on any makeup. You can just do it on the virtually, and people will.
Yeah.
Yep.
You could not only now you don't have to wear pants. So
Exactly.
you just have the top.
Yeah, I was watching or looking
Go
at some AI software earlier this week where you could take a picture of yourself and you upload it, and then you pick somebody else's picture and it'll take part of them and add it to your face. So I had a different beard. I was a lot younger. It was just very interesting on the way it played out. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of different things they're going to be able to do. Some useful and some just fun. And some,
but before the show starts on, the Johnny Carson show, I'm sure they go to makeup, and makeup does all their stuff, right? Well, we don't have to do that. We don't have to pay a makeup artist. We can just have that. We'll just do a touch up before the show. What do you think?
Yeah.
Well, Zoom does have that feature in the settings that you can do some minor touch-ups to your appearance.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, they do. I haven't experimented.
Not to this extent.
You guys are not keeping up with what's happening in Zoom.
Yeah.
All right. Bad news. Bad news for everybody.
Yeah, everything's going up.
Yeah, bad news. So YouTube Premium goes up in price to $14 a month.
I have a complaint about YouTube Premium. If you notice, many of the producers of these videos are now doing ads within the actual video.
Mm-hmm.
You can't bypass them because they're doing the actual ads in that video. Right. And that should not be allowed. This is something YouTube needs to enforce. If we're paying for it, we're paying for no ads. That doesn't mean that now it's right inside and you can't bypass them.
Yeah, they're subsidizing their own site.
Correct.
Interesting. So yes, but something, I spend my life on YouTube, and if I would have to have premium, because if not, you're going to be just watching commercials. It just isn't going to work. So no, I think, Bill, you have premium, don't you? I think everyone here.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I think everyone here. We just spend so much time on YouTube. It's just not practical. Now this was a new article. WhatsApp now is available on smartwatches that have that have Wear OS 3 on them. WhatsApp, of course, is just to give you an example. When my daughter drove to Victoria the other day, I wanted to text her, and she said, "No, Dad, just use the WhatsApp app. Just everyone uses WhatsApp, right? It's worldwide. WhatsApp is the app to use, and this is now available on your smartwatch. This was specifically if it's an Android, if it's using Google Wear OS 3. So that's sort of cool. Now we talked a little bit. You guys are using Threads. Is anyone using Threads?
No.
I had an interesting experience with it. Yeah, you've got to do it on a phone. It doesn't work on your PC or Mac. So I put it on the phone, but then I was trying to do something, and it's actually paired with Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got to have an Instagram account in order to use Threads. Well,
Right.
I did, but I hadn't used it in a long time, and I wanted to put my picture up so people could tell it was me and so on. So I was having trouble making that happen, to the point where they blocked me. and
Oh,
they actually sent me a message saying your account has been frozen, both my Instagram and Threads, and if I wanted to have them review it, I had to hit a button, and then the instructions were to take a selfie with a certain code number that they gave me, and I was supposed to hold that up in the selfie, so my hand had to show holding that sign.
wow.
And then a couple of days later, they said, "Okay, you're okay, and we'll let you in."
So the article says Threads by Instagram gets an AI-based translation feature. So but this is not on Android, this is on iOS, and the translation button is there and will automatically translate into different languages. So
now I'm having trouble. I don't know anybody on Threads. I put a call out in my Facebook page, and two people responded. One of them I've already connected with, but that person's not posting anything, and the other person, that all happened with me blocked, so I haven't made that connection yet. But Android started out the first 3 or 4 days. It was the fastest growing application ever, and they had 100 million people sign up for it within about 4 days.
And
right.
since then.
Yeah, and they were running it at 100 million, and now they're down to about 27 million. It is really dropped off quickly.
Well, in Europe, I think they outlawed it. There was some
Right.
regional issues with it. If anyone's listening to us, is listening to the show today, and you use Threads, maybe just pop a note in the chat and let us know. Huey, are there any comments?
Let me go back over to StreamYard. I've been looking at this on.
Let me have a look at that and see what's happening.
So let's see here. I think we're about here.
Steve says, anyone remember ASCII art?
Yes, I use it a lot.
Oh, okay. Steve says emojis are graphical versions of what we used on BBS sites a few years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Cool. All right.
Let's see here. What else we got?
John said, agreed, Bob. Definitely chances for increased misinformation. Yes, ASCII is fun. Jolin says, doesn't Zoom already do this? I guess she's talking about the makeup. I guess, yeah. I'll have to look at that. Yeah. Jolin says the enhancements.
Whoops.
The enhancements, that is right. Jolin says, yes, Bob, I agree. The ads are annoying. Thankfully, we can fast forward. I do generally see and notice on the upper left corner stating the video contains an ad.
Yeah, but you can do that with live stuff too. Just use it as a video and then fast forward. But the whole idea is you're paying to not see ads, so there shouldn't be any ads.
Steve says, when you pay to go to the movies, they show half hour of commercial. Hold on. When you pay to go to the movies, you don't see commercials in movies, do
Yeah.
you?
Oh yeah, they do.
Yep.
They
And
do a half hour of commercials, really?
Yep.
At the very
One of the
beginning.
reasons I don't go to the movies.
Yeah, I've been to a movie for a long time, but really, I didn't know that. Okay, I'll be darned.
Well, and then you can also sing the song "Let's Go to the Lobby."
Yeah.
If you remember those days.
So next week, we will be talking on the show today. We'll be talking about Samsung Galaxy Unpacked July 2023, which is their big event next week, where they reveal all sorts of new stuff. So that should be a fun event. Does anyone have any burning ambition to buy anything new next week for Samsung? Bill, you're happy with your phone? You're not going to upgrade, or?
Well, unless they bring out something that's compelling.
Okay. Well, that'll be interesting to see, won't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still got 8 payments on the one I have.
I usually will. I change phones about every 2 years, but I haven't had the need. I don't want to get a really big one either. So
well,
that
you're a
has a lot.
candidate for the flip or the fold.
Yeah, I thought about that.
Well, I'm sure you're gonna. So anyway, that'll be an interesting one next week. Huey, you did a. Are you? You're a big DuckDuckGo, or you did a show on it last week?
Yeah, I know, and this kind of featured some of the things that I talked about. It's a good article, but the shortcuts that I showed using the bang, which is the exclamation point. They've got an article in this article. They have some things about that, and then some of the other things I talked about as well. So it's a good article.
So for people who don't know, maybe they were just watching the show and they really don't know what DuckDuckGo is. DuckDuckGo is an alternative browser. It's a web browser that you can use instead of Google, right?
Right. It started out as actually DuckDuckGo was a search engine, but was didn't have a lot of ads and was just considered a good one to use. And they came out with a browser not too long ago. So now you can have their browser as well as their search engine.
No, it's a Chromium-based browser.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, the whole idea is that it's supposed to eliminate the tracking.
The tracking
software that's included.
Right. Now, Huey did an excellent video on that, so it's on your site that sort of outlines what DuckDuckGo is. You did that last week on our show.
Yeah,
right?
I talked about the browser. Yep.
That's right. Good. Okay.
And here's that same article we already covered.
Yep, we covered that one. Huey, this is your article.
Qualcomm is a maker of chips that go in computers, and not every computer has the Qualcomm chip, but what they're working on is getting Meta to enable the on-device AI applications right in the chip using that LLAMA, the Llama 2. So we're going to start seeing the AI built into the computers, it sounds like, into the chips that are already on the computer. So it's changing rapidly.
For sure.
This was just another article about it from a different source.
Different source, okay. This is very interesting. I'm probably going to do a video about this, but in the long and short is that Apple Watch, this is Apple Watch users in India, this is being rolled out now, can track their atrial fibrillation history. This is a little bit different than what has happened in the past. And this will actually, the Apple Watch now will monitor your heart. I guess this will be 24/7. And it's going to track how long your heart stays in atrial fibrillation. What are the aggravating and relieving factors? Is it related to alcohol, smoking, or whatever you're doing? And it tracks all this for that and documents it. And you can then send it to your healthcare provider. This is a big deal. It is unique. None of the other watches do this. Most of the watches do a static ECG that tells you if you're in atrial fibrillation at that particular time. Some of the watches measure your periodically, mostly at night, to tell you if you've ever been in atrial fibrillation, but none of the watches actually track and look at how long you're in atrial fibrillation. Now, as a physician, I can tell you that's really important to know, and it really is helpful in deciding treatment options as to how long you've been in atrial fibrillation. So I think this is a big feature that's coming, and this is like a lot of things now, because India is a big power player in IT. They release things in India first. I thought that's sort of interesting.
Just
Will
like
this
those,
automatically send that information to your physician? Is there a way to set that up?
I don't know if it automatically will do it, or whether I'm not sure how that's going to. I'm not even sure. Is it going to be in a PDF format? Is what type of digital format it will be in? I don't know. I don't have an Apple Watch, and this hasn't been released in the United States yet, but it will be coming. So there's going to be a lot more to talk about this. This is a big feature, and I think a really positive thing as we move forward with watch and measuring technology.
Ron, one of the things that you've mentioned several times, that these are things that are coming, and I mentioned things that are coming, and Bob did, and Bill did. So I guess we're going to have a lot of material for shows for a long time.
I think we'll be doing this for a long time. I see no reason to. No, that's
even if there's nobody out there, we'll still
we'll keep talking. Hey, we'll talk forever, right? Yeah, that's right. Google will disable internet. Yeah, this was interesting article. Yeah. So did you guys see this? So
yes.
Google's shutting off the internet for its employees, right? It's part of their security system. So so I thought that was
one of the things that they're concerned about is, they have a lot of information at hand, and some of their employees have direct access to a lot of material that they certainly don't want anyone to hack into. And so what they're trying to do is limit the possibility of anybody getting into it.
If you can't record it, you also can't play it back for somebody else.
Very interesting. Yes, we always talked about this. WhatsApp now officially available on Wear OS. This was an interesting one. Do you guys see this? Is Samsung Canada launches Samsung News. This is specifically now for those of you who may be in Canada, you probably understand that the federal government is in a battle with Facebook and Google over the news. And Australia did this about a couple of years ago and came to some resolve. But I'm not sure if this is specifically as part of what's going on, but this is interesting. So if you do have a Samsung device, then just to let you know that there is going to be a Samsung News, specifically news feature. Now I always use Google News, but this will be a Samsung News, and I guess only available on Samsung phones. I guess. Bill, you have a Samsung phone. Do you use do you have Samsung News on it?
Samsung News.
Do you have it
for the US? Yes.
Yes. Okay. So that's cool. Anyway, good idea. Bob, so we expect a further video on. There will be an egg on this box somewhere.
One of these days, if it gets hot enough again, yes.
You should throw a couple of strips of bacon on as well, eh?
Have you seen the viral? There's
I'm trying to figure out which is going to make less of a mess. Because some of the comments I had on the first one I put out is, so when are you frying an egg? Yeah. And my answer was, when are you coming over to clean it up?
But what about the lady that's baking bread in a mailbox in Houston?
Oh yeah, put bread inside of it.
I've seen that. Yep,
that'd be cool.
It works.
Bob, small town USA. Where the heck are you now?
I'm in Georgia, and this is Americas. I'm about halfway through the state. So I've done, I think now 5 videos in Georgia. So we're now at, I'm not sure, 35 or 45 videos, all with small towns that have a big impact on U.S. history.
Very good. Thank you. Google rolls out new home panel for Pixel owners. I haven't seen that yet, but there is a new home panel.
Yeah, I have it on my Pixel.
Oh, do you?
Yes, and it makes it easy. I finally paired all of my devices from,
from Miss A?
No, not Miss A. Not Miss A.
Wise.
I paired all of mine into this and called it Wise Home. But I have one spot where I can get to all the devices that are part of Wise. and it does that for everything
Did
else
it?
too. If it connects, you can put it in home.
Was it was that part of an Android update, or was that from the Play Store an update from
No,
the
this was an
do
update
you know
through the updates.
through the update? Okay.
Yep.
Cool. All right.
Ron,
Right.
I'd
Let's.
like to get this.
I'm gonna.
I'd like to get this last one in. We're running
Okay.
a little bit late, but I'd like to talk about it.
Oh yeah, right. Copilot. We talked about that. $30 a month.
35.
Oh,
Or was
US.
it 30?
US.
Yeah.
I'm using it right now, free of charge, but then I'm testing it.
But what it is it's an add-on to all of the Microsoft products where you can have AI available within the programs like PowerPoint and Word and Excel. There, when you click on it, you get a panel to the side, correct, Bob?
Yes.
And then you can ask it questions and have it do things for you, and then put it right back into the article you're working on or the spreadsheet you're working on.
Correct.
Well, okay.
But they don't have it available yet for us end users. It's only for enterprise and big companies.
Except I'm not an enterprise or a big
yeah.
company. So
Yeah, but they're testing it for them. They
Yes.
haven't announced how much it's going to cost for us.
as soon as it requires money, goodbye, honey.
Yep.
There you go. All right. Any more
Top of
comments?
the hour.
Any comments before we go, Huey?
Let's see. Just a couple.
I get Samsung News on my Samsung Galaxy tab. Okay, good. All right. Jolin Bowler Bluetooth. Oh no, Wise.
Yeah, when Boz was trying to remember.
Very good.
Yeah,
I didn't get that. I was looking for that to put it on my Pixel, but I guess it's coming. It'll be in an update. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming. It's top of the hour. Another. John says, "Thanks, guys. Good show today. Interesting. Always interesting. There's always interesting news every week. It's just I've never had a week we've been doing this, and I said, gee, there's no news this week. It never happens, right?
And somehow we find it and know enough about it to discuss it for an hour.
Or if we don't, we make it up, right?
Yeah.
And we usually don't do more than maybe a day and a half.
Yeah.
And then we run out of time.
That's right.
Yeah. There's a lot more articles on our Facebook feed that you should check. Throughout the week. Yeah.
It's a good if you want to listen. If you're interested in the same type of articles we we post them all there. Bill, thank you for coming. And we look forward to Bill's going to do a Mac tip on our Monday show this coming Monday. So we look forward to that. And I guess we will see everybody for Monday, and otherwise we'll see everyone here for another news review in another week.
Yep.
Thanks for coming, everyone.
Bye all.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.